So I get back home after a long day of work. I decide I want to go to the gym, work on my gains a little bit. And then I come back home, I take a shower, and then I go on my phone. And the first thing that I see is that Russell Westbrook has apparently retired. He posted this video on his social media accounts that's essentially announcing his retirement from basketball. And apparently Michael B. Jordan is narrating it. That's at least what I saw from the responses. I haven't watched the video yet. We're going to watch it together so you can see, my reaction in real time, because I bet this is going to be crazy nice. Russell Westbrook, a legend. I'll talk about him and his career a little bit later. But first, let's see what this video is all about here.
Every museum has a curator. And every exhibit, they have a story. But some stories don't need someone to tell them. They just speak for themselves.
Hey.
So tonight, I'm not going to tell you what any of this means. I'm just going to show you. And I'm going to ask them a few questions along the way. Not because I expect an answer, but because some things deserve to be asked.
Okay, I'm going to pause it real quick. First off, this already looks awesome. I love the production, the detail. I love all of Russ's stuff with all of his different teams. You even got a picture with the Washington Wizards. I love that. I love that. Even with the Lakers and how bad that went for him and the team. There's a picture of that up there. I'm sure that was because he grew up a Lakers fan. He grew up in California. And okay, I'm already starting to feel some things here, man, okay? But having Michael B. Jordan, Oscar-winning Michael B. Jordan narrating this, that's freaking sick. Let's keep it moving.
Even in silence. This one's from the inner city of South Central. Before any of it. Before the triple doubles. Before the MVP. Before anybody outside of Los Angeles knew his name. Because why not? This was the next chapter. The Sonics made him the number 4 pick in 2008. No one in OKC could have told you what he'd become. And this is the one people point to, like it explains everything. It doesn't. Well, not really. Russ, what kept you going all those years? What made you get back up night after night when the whole league had a highlight reel of you falling down? Yeah, I figured that. People forget.
Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who I was.
Before he was a walking headline, he was just a kid from inner city LA who could jump higher than anybody had a right to.
Russell Westbrook from UCLA.
Somewhere between the dunks and the draft classes, he became something else. Not just a player, a personality.
Facts.
A meme before we even called it that.
Facts.
A husband, a father, a guy in a kilt at the Met, daring anybody to say something. What did winning mean to you? I mean, really? No, not just the trophies. The actual feeling of it. Some things you don't say. You just play them over and over until everyone else understands too. Because why not? This swing isn't finished yet. That's not a mistake. We left it this way on purpose. Because whatever's next, the mentorship, the foundation, the kids who are gonna grow up wanting to move just like he did, that part hasn't been built yet either. Were you ever afraid of what happens after the game stops needing you? This swing isn't finished. Neither is he. And that's the point. Last question. Now that you decided to step away from everything on your own terms, what are you the most proud of? That might be the best interview I've ever done. He didn't say a word. And somehow, I understood everything.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Oh, that's cold. That's cold, man. And that's it. What a beautiful video. Shout out to Russell Westbrook, because I'm sure he was the main creative force behind, what was being shown, how it was being shown, and of course the narration by Michael B. Jordan. Great work also. I mean, that was nice, man. It's really difficult to explain what genuinely makes Russell Westbrook's career so polarizing. Because on its face, you can tell with Russell Westbrook, especially in his prime, when we're talking about what he did in OKC and then how that bled over with the Houston Rockets and a little bit the Washington Wizards. I mean, Russ was just insane. Statistically speaking, Russell Westbrook should be considered one of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game if we're going off of just sheer raw stats, points, rebounds, assists. I mean, we already know that he's the all-time leader in triple-doubles, even though Jokic may inevitably end up breaking that record. Anyways, right now it's Russ, and he made triple-doubles normal. In fact, he's the reason that triple-doubles became sort of overrated for a lot of people because he made it look so normal. This thing that Oscar Robertson was holding to such a high regard in terms of legendary stats because Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double for a season. Everyone was looking at that as like, no one else could possibly do that, but Russ did it. And he did it 4 times. And again, he was doing it so much that it became normal. And of course, when we're talking about peak Russell Westbrook, the iconic Russell Westbrook, it was at a time when his athleticism was unrivaled. I mean, this dude was so fast, so strong, so quick, and my God, the dunks that this guy would do, I've never seen anyone throw down more angry dunks in NBA games in my entire life. Like, this dude was just pissed off at the rim, like every time. This dude was throwing down the harshest dunks you would ever see. But that was Russell Westbrook. Like, he was always at 110% every game, every minute. It didn't matter what team he was on or what role he was playing. That's what people like me appreciate most about Russell Westbrook, because sure, there were a lot of negatives to his game, especially in the last third of his career. When he went to the Lakers and everything after that, we saw the cracks, right? Like all the terrible shot selections that he did have during his MVP season and with the Houston Rockets and stuff. He was always not great with with the shots that he would take, taking some really bad and poor shots. His efficiency was never great. Just the turnovers that we talk about a lot. He did turn over the ball quite a bit, but when you lead the league in assists like 2 or 3 times like he did, yeah, you're going to have some turnovers for sure. Like that's not like completely outside of the norm for even the greatest of point guards. And Russell Westbrook should be considered in the conversation of some of the greatest point guards to have ever played the game because he really was that great. He led the league in scoring twice. I mean, like that doesn't really happen for point guards on a normal basis, especially when we're talking about a point guard that also led the league in assists multiple times. It's iconic stuff, but it was Russell Westbrook stuff. And he did it all his way. He didn't conform to what the NBA was telling him he should be or fans or anything like that. Russell Westbrook played his style, his way for his entire career, and it ended up working out. Sure, he never won a championship, okay? He didn't get back to the finals since he was on OKC. I get all of that. And like I said, the last third of his career doesn't reflect kindly on his career as a whole. But I really hope that NBA historians and fans alike look back at his career the way that it should. And it's a guy that was just legendary in every sense of the word. A guy that was just so electrifying and so exciting to watch. I mean, again, say what you will with all the negatives to his game. He was playing on a different motor all the time. That's something that no one could ever say about Russell Westbrook. He never cheated the fans or the NBA franchises that he played for or the owners. He never cheated anyone. That dude went out there and gave 110% each and every time. And that's what I'm going to remember most about him. And I want to make something very clear here. Russell Westbrook very clearly still has a lot in the tank. I mean, this dude, he may not be a starter anymore. I mean, I'm sure on some teams he could still be a starter, but he's more of a like off the bench 6-man type of guy now. And he's still a very solid player. But there's a reason why he's retiring. It's because no team wants him anymore. No team wants the Russell Westbrook experience where some games he's going to be incredible, but other games he's going to be abysmal. I mean, that's just kind of what has been the Russell Westbrook story ever since, again, the Lakers and on. It's just been very inconsistent. But again, the effort and stuff is what matters most, and he's always brought that. That's what defines Russell Westbrook's career for me. And of course, we got to talk about the awesome fits, the crazy fits that he would have, because he's so into fashion and whatnot. The insane game he had after Nipsey Hussle's passing, that was iconic. I mean, Russell Westbrook, man, love him or hate him, that dude played the game at the highest level his way. And I respect the hell out of him for that. I'll probably make a video later just talking about Russell Westbrook's standings amongst the all-time great point guards and where he lands for me personally, but I would have to think about it for a little bit because, again, there's a lot to consider with his career. It's not just looking at the raw numbers, because if we're looking at the numbers, then of course Russell Westbrook's like a top 3 point guard in NBA history if you're just looking at numbers, but there's more to the game than that. That's why it's important to respect the numbers, but also actually watch the games. But please comment below and let me know what your favorite Russell Westbrook memories are, because this man has given so much to the league and to his fans. So let me know in the comments, and until next time, peace.